All right. We are here. Dev Wednesday here at the Blockchain Center. I'm Eric. And today we are checking out the Binance Smart Chain. Pretty exciting stuff. I heard about this through their exchange that they've been doing. We have mini tokens. I thought this was really interesting is that we've been doing a bunch of streams based on Uniswap, and this is Binance's basically way for them to compete for market share and push what we use Ethereum based contract languages with. Now, Binance Smart Chain is a fully EVM compatible chain. So most of what we're going to do today is just read through things and basically deploy what would be an ERC20 onto this exchange, which would be a BEP2, if I'm correct. So let's see. Right here on the website, we got create, unlock wallet, the Explore, Testnet Faucet, documentation, and Remix, which is the same Remix if you're if you've ever, let's see, it's developed with in the browser, which what the ID that we'll be using today. Okay, let's check it out. What is Binance Chain? Blah, blah. A fast, secure, decentralized digital asset exchange based on highly performant matching engine built on distributed consensus. Okay. Peggy coins. Okay. Proof of stake. Governance and voting. How does a peg coin work? Okay. Peg coins such as BEP2 BTC are 100% backed by a native currency and reserve, which is Bitcoin. BEP2. Okay, so this is kind of like the wrapped version. So peg tokens, alternative ways for trading. BUSD is a stable coin pegged to the US dollar, has been received approval by the New York State Department of Finance. Interesting. Binance will support deposit withdrawal. Buzzed. Anti-front running. Now, this is interesting. Front running has been an issue that I've been interacting with when working with Uniswap, where if you have a transaction locked inside of a mempool, a bot will peep that and spend more gas to beat you to the transaction, get that transaction, and then depending on like your amount of slippage that you have, will actually push its transaction in front of yours, which is kind of like the same reason why provably random numbers in Ethereum are an issue because of the block time. It's kind of the same way that we have problems with that can be spoofed, front run, as it were. Binance Dex matches and finalizes words in every block with block times less than 1 second. Interesting. Now, let's check out what is the consensus mechanism. Binance Chain uses Tendermint Byzantine fault tolerance consensus and has dedicated application layer that runs it. On the overside, a simplified overview is RPC, API, Web API, asset management, actual peer-to-peer, revised Tendermint. Okay. So we have the ability to become a validator node here. I was going to run it earlier, but it took up too much space on my hard drive. Maybe we can actually commit to the light node. That'd be kind of tight. Let's see. Everyone in chat, hello. we are working with the Binance chain today. Hanging out, vibing, you know. If you want to send me a comment, what we're going to try to end up with today is, if you follow along, you'll be able to not only go step by step with understanding it, we're going to create it and unlock a wallet. I already have a wallet, but if you don't, you can download another wallet. Some stuff will be done cooking show style, others less so. So proof of stake is what I was looking at. What is actually happening here? How to be a validator. Staking, let's see. So you just run a full node, but then you have to store the BNB, which is the first token that I saw that came out of Binance that was for their centralized exchange, but since has been able to be used such that we can use Binance Chain to pay the gas for the smart contract. What are the benefits of being a validator? Validators and delegate will earn rewards on transaction fees on DApp usages, which is excellent. The Binance Testnet Explorer, which is what we're going to be using today. Let's try this one. This is the one that we're going to be using. So once we actually take our ERC20 token that we've, which is, I don't want to assume everybody has done the ability to make their own token online, but we're going to do it on air with the Testnet token, which involves getting some Testnet Faucet. So let's just go right to it. bnbsmartchain.com. I'll have this link down below. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting up our MetaMask so we can actually create a phrase. Now, I'm not going to do that on air. I just happen to have it done already. Wonder how. So here's my test account, and really like something that the documentation versus the implementation was strange and hard to do. I minted all these testnet tokens earlier with friends. Let's see, we got Cheddar token. I thought I was going to be cheeky and make the actual amount of cheddar that I had be times 10 to the negative 18, but I had to have 1 times 10 to the end 18 to actually have 1 cheddar. So I kind of messed up here. So once you have, like, really the setup of a normal MetaMask account is pointing to the Ethereum network. We have Main, Robston, Covan, etc. But you can see we have this brand new one down here, and it's the Binance Smart Chain Testnet. Let's see my settings. Cool. Now, if you use this to add the account, it'll tell you for some reason to use chain ID 96 for this URL. It was 97, and that's how I got it to work, because I had to rewrite. Yo, let's go. 21 before the Savage. Yo, thanks, Savage. You're Savage AF. What are you doing? Do you want to join the stream? I need to have more people to bounce off of. I was going to have Andy in here, but Andy, I don't know. She's dropped off. It's no big deal. Do you want to come in here? What's up? Either way. So we got the make sure that you have your title set up correctly. The actual correct URL. Make sure that the local testnet is at port 8545. Chain ID is 97 for this particular RPC URL. Obviously, this is the BNB symbol, and this is the actual one that we're going to use, which you mentioned before. And it should have everything that you need to properly connect as the provider of your Web3 experience. Daniela, hello, fire emoji to you too. Hello, hello. Give yourself a couple minutes to do that. Like voila. Make sure that Binance Smart Chain is there. $97, very important. BNB testnet. Cool. I feel like a weatherman. Reading chat. What's up? Okay, so let's move on. Inside this tutorial, it asks for the faucet. Which one do we have here? Blah, 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 blah. Ah, here we go. This one was pretty fast. Let's see if I can get some more BNB. I'm going to be greedy and ask for 6 1/4. Copy that over. Give me 6 more testnet. Okay, see if it'll run. Funded. Let's see how much moolah I have now. Should have at least 10 now. Great. Now we have 10 BNB. Excellent. Copy that over. Oh, OX50AF. They just got funded. Holler. Very simple. Yeah. So now we got that. Let's take a look at the white paper real quick. Motivation. After its mainnet community launch in April 2019, Binance Chain has exhibited its high-speed, large throughput design, blah, blah. It can run dApps, and it's faster than Ethereum because of distributed proof of stake. Interesting. Design principles. Parallel blockchain to the blockchain ecosystem. 2 blockchains will run side by side to provide different services. So we have the Binance Smart Chain, which is BST for comments, and then while the existing mainnet is named Binance Chain, short for BC. And then which ticker is BNB. So let's get more confusing. Standalone blockchain. Technically, BSC is a standalone blockchain instead of a layer 2 solution. Most BSC fundamental, technical, and business functions should be self-contained so that it can run well if BT stopped for a short period of time. We're compatible basically with Ethereum, which we're going to check out in 1 second. Okay, staking. Staking-based consensus is more environmentally friendly and leaves more flexible options to community governance. Expectedly, this consensus should enable better network performance over full proof of work, i.e., faster block time and higher transaction capacity. Cross-chain communication, blah, blah. Okay, so although proof of work has been approved as a practical mechanism to implement a decentralized network, it is not friendly to the environment and also requires a large size of participants to maintain the security. Ethereum and other networks such as Matic, Tomo Chain, GoChain, XDAI do use POA or its variants in different scenarios, including both testnet and mainnet. POA provides some defense to 51% attack with improved efficiency and tolerance to a certain level of Byzantine players. It serves as an easy choice to pick as the fundamentals. Meanwhile, the POA protocol is most criticized for not being decentralized POW, as the validators, i.e. the nodes, will take turns to produce blocks and have all the authorities are prone to corruption and security tasks. Other blockchains such as EOS and Cosmos both introduce different types of deputy proof of stake, DPoS, to allow the token holders to vote and select validator set. It increases the decentralized and favors the community governance. So, interesting. Securing clonality, cool. Reward, fees. Doesn't tell you how much. Interesting. Token economy. Great. Token binding. BEP2 tokens can be extended to host a new attribute to associate a token to a Binance Smart Chain BEP2E token contract called a binder. This is association's token binding. I don't know about this yet. A bridge. Cross-chain transfer. Ooh, graphics. Oracle module. Interesting. Yo, shout out to everybody who's new in chat. Everyone who's checking me out. We are doing a deep dive into the white paper of the Binance Smart Chain, as well as we're going to take over an Open Zeppelin ERC20 and launch it in a few seconds. This is where I would let someone speak, blah, blah. So let's go. Let's see if I have my notes open. I have my notes everywhere. One moment. Okay, so skipping to the juicy part, we're going to go to Remix. Let's close all of this real quick. Okay, now what's interesting about the Remix is that we have the ability to actually pretty casually be able to import straight from GitHub, either through a gist or swarm or even IPFS URL, which is pretty tight. Now, I want to go through real quick. Aha, found it. This gist is pretty cool because it's it's going to put all of our prerequisites for a token directly in our hands, which is tight. We're going to be using 5 contracts, and we're going to look at an interface for ERC20. Let's see, let me bring this up a little bit. Okay. Cool. So I'm not going to assume that anybody has not set up an ERC20 token. So we're going to go through what I went through before, which is kind of going through when you're going to be instantiating this token. Let's look at what context is. Okay. Context. So really all ERC20 means is that we have a certain amount of functions or methods attached to our contract. So in this case, we have contract ABC token, which is this generic token that we have, is going to take in these 3 different tokens that, not tokens, but libraries that we're going to be using. We're going to need context, the actual interface to the ERC20, some safe math, which we're going to show in a second, and the ability to own it and what that means. Now, what's really interesting is that we can take this gist and we can literally just, let's see, let's go over here. And what's cool is that I can import the gist right here. Right here. Paste that in. Cool. Now, this gives me more stuff than I need, but it seems to be someone's ready to go token. So let's see. Let's rename this token. So instead of ABC token, let's just let's make a new token today. We'll call it I wanted to use something like blockchain centery. Someone say something in chat. Can we get something in chat? What should the name of the coin be? Either from Facebook, YouTube. I don't think I can see Periscope from the StreamYard. But I think my big head's in the way. So we have right here the gist. What makes this really nice is that it gives it us the ability to check out everything. So we'll just go from the top. What is context? Context.sol. So I think context is just creating these 2 functions here, underscore message sender and message data, which literally just takes in the message sender, returns it, as well as the message data. Kiwi, done. I got it. All right, so we're going to make Kiwi tokens so we can sell Kiwis. Let's look at the Kiwis. Let's see. So we have ABC token. Let's rename this to Kiwi token. Done. Safe math. Yes. Kiwi emoji. So we're going to do, let's look at what safe math is. That came up earlier. Now, safe math literally is just making sure that we can do safe addition without the ability of overflowing. So if let's see, safe math addition overflow. Let's get a good explanation for what this is. Prevent overflows, yes. When you're working with numbers in any programming language, you're subject to overflow, and overflow happens when the number is bigger than the maximum possible value offered by the machine. Okay, good. So, for example, if you're using unsigned integer and solidity, possible values for your variable ranges from 2 to 2 times 2 raised to the power of 256, which is 1.5792 times 10 to the 77th. So that means if you're around the maximum value and increment your variable, it will go back to 0. And the same happens if your variable set at 0 and you subtract 1 instead of overflow. It's called underflow. Great. So that's literally why. So we're going to require that C is greater than or equal to the first term that you're going to subtract from for it to actually work. This is important. Same thing goes for subtraction, multiplication, division. These things, these moduluses do work, but they're subject to error, and we don't like that. So let's go back real quick to our Kiwi token. Great. The interface is kind of like an abstracted view real quick. We can just look at that. But for example, the only thing that makes an ERC20 is defined in the Ethereum improvement protocol. We have function, total supply. I wonder what that does. How many decimals does your coin have? What's the symbol of your coin? Who owns the coin? What's the balance of the coin? And you have the ability to transfer. You have allowance, approve, transfer from, transfer, and approval. This is the interface. So this is how we can interact with it. Take note that we have an external syntax here, and that it will return an unsigned integer for the total supply. We have strings. We have a data type called address, which will return the address of who owns it. So if I create the token, that will be me. Say hello, everyone. Say hello in chat. I can see you watching. New people every moment. Thank you for coming into the stream. And let's keep the vibes going. We have our contract here. Now, I haven't really changed much yet. Let me close this. Context. Cool. So we're going to call this Kiwi token. Kiwi token. You can see we're having a mapping between the address and returning a UNT to 56. It's a privately scoped integer for balances. Same thing for allowances. We have total supply, decimals, symbol, name. And this is the basic building blocks. And here we have our constructor. So when we actually go to instantiate, we can take this class almost and be able to take in the information and instantiate it. So we're going to say Kiwi token. Great. The symbol, that's real easy. Kiwi. Now, this is what I meant before, is that is 1 times 10 to the 18th. So that means that there's only one token here. I'm going to say there's going to be 1,000. And the balance of the message sender, me, is going to be a total supply. And then we're going to, as soon as that, we're going to emit it back to me. Hey, we got a lot of people in chat. Hey, what's up? Say hi. If you're following along, you can leave me a message with your smart contract address so I can add it to my MetaMask and your address. We'll send each other testnet tokens. It'd be great. So we can see get owner, decimals. These are methods now that if you call them, it'll return owner. They'll return how many decimal places, the symbol, total supply, balances, and these are externally callable functions. So the world, once this information has been signed to the Ethereum, well, not in the case of the Ethereum blockchain, the Binance Smart Chain, you can call that method and then receive back this information. You actually can transfer as well. And that's what you'll find that what under the hood, what things like MetaMask are doing, as well as signing the transaction with their private key, which is dope. Okay. Decrease allowance. We've seen this. Transfer. Make sure that the sender is not the 0 address. We have mint, so we can actually take the total supply and add that. Burn. Great. Step 2. Highlight kiwitoken.sol and compile it. We can choose the compiler version from here, but you can see from our our pragma up here, we're going to be compiling with version 0.6.4. There's lots of EVM versions: Istanbul, Petersburg, Constantinople, Byzantium, Spurious Dragon, Tangerine Whistle, Homestead. We're going to keep it 100. Now we're going to compile, and this is interesting. I think I've seen other errors come down the pipeline where they don't have any artifacts. The artifacts are downstream from you actually compiling it. So when we look at it, here's the Kiwi token metadata. So we can know about what the ABI is, the application binary interface, and the actual token.json, which has all the opcodes and the objects listed and the gas instrument. Amazing. It's ready to deploy with all this information because we'll take all the solidity, run it through the compiler, and make sure that we have executable code at the end. Exciting stuff. And just like that, we're going to deploy. Now we have a selection here. We can directly deploy it to the virtual machine JavaScript or the injected Web3 provider. I'm not going to specify any actual token amount. I mean, gas amount. I'm going to go with it. So deploy. You can see over here. I can set my gas price. I'm not going to slime it with gas, but why not? 10 times as much gas. We're going to see how fast. It's pretty fast right now. Wow, that was really fast. It's already done. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. My big head's in the way again. Look at our transaction hash. That's me. Let's take it to our ye old Testnet Binance Explorer. Paste that in. This is Binance Chain Testnet transaction only. Cool. This is not it. Yes, that was from my Tempora token earlier. Here's our Kiwi token. Let me get this one. So interacted. Here's our two from. Here's me. Let's add that to our tokens that we have here. Custom token. Oh, popped up. Great. So it looks like we have a lot of Kiwi. Did it not add? Nice. Oh, we got a lot of Kiwi. Hey, Roger. Thanks a lot. Roger, if you have a testnet Binance chain address, holler. I'll give you some testnet tokens. Straighten it back out here. Let's see what we got here. Close that. Close that. We don't need that. So this is a recap of what we just went over. Let's see. Binance does have a chain DEX out there. You can get it on there. You can write a light node. It's kind of neat. I'm not sponsored by Binance whatsoever. Full disclosure, I don't even own any BNB token, just the BNB token that I have here in Testnet. This is neither. This is merely a show for me to check out what the newest, latest, and greatest on Binance Chain. I have used Binance in the past, but that's because it is one of the most prominent centralized and now decentralized exchanges out there, and that they are pushing the the forefront of what we can actually use for, like, the EEM, having a cross-chain module and an Oracle module to make things that are difficult right now, especially for like oracleizing different data and having trusted data running over the network and making that cheap, something that's of high value to me. But thanks for coming through. Let's see what's getting more Binance-y. We went over how to create a wallet, kinda. I kind of had that already done, but that's whatever. Showed you the Explorer. Showed you Testnet Faucet. We could go through more of the docs. It's kind of neat. And Remix. Oh, this graphic's cool. It's like Binance. We're the future. I wonder if they meant to have love spelled backwards. If not, that's tight. So, we went over a lot. We learned a lot together. Perhaps you never deployed an ERC20 before. Now you can. Let's see. Thank you, everybody who stayed along for the stream. This is Eric signing off for test driving the Binance Smart Chain. Stay tuned, because we're going to have more content like this. Comment your own Binance test chain address. I'll send you these testnet tokens, some Kiwi, and mine, so you can send me test tokens and give me your deployed address, and that's fire. Great vibes in chat today. Everyone's super cool. Daniela told me to use Kiwis, and now we got Kiwis. Kiwi emoji. I wonder why Daniela likes the Kiwis so much. Is she a Kiwi? Who knows? The world will never know. But thank you for joining me. Come visit me next Wednesday. We'll have another really cool topic. I don't know what it is yet, but we'll figure it out then. Until then, bye.